Just here in my room, I got a new pair of Walt Disney World Mickey ears. They're fun to wear when you're walking around the Magic Kingdom with a nice castle there, but you know what I value more than just a cheap pair of Mickey ears? It's a cheap pair of Mickey ears with a gold tassel on it given to me by Mickey Mouse himself. And you know what I value more than that? Is this blue Disney ID I got. It's got my name on it. It's got Mickey Mouse on it. But you know what I value more than even that? This name tag. Oh, shoot. This name tag with my name on it where it says, "Where dreams come true." You know what I value even more than all of those things? I'll tell you. It's the fat stacks I made while working there. I'm just kidding. You don't make any money working for Disney, but it's still so much fun. Let's talk about how to work for Walt Disney World, specifically how to nail that interview. Let's go. Hey there everybody, in case you missed it in the intro, my name is Josh and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to be talking specifically about the Disney interview. I've actually covered this a little bit in another video I did. It might be linked in the end screen, but or I kind of like document my experience from booking my interview with Disney all the way through to the interview itself, and then I give my debrief thoughts. But I mean, it's at the end of the video. The video's like 12 minutes long, and I just thought I'd do a video dedicated in depth on the interview itself and my thoughts on it. Before we begin, I do want to note, I'm really annoyed by these, like if you've noticed them up here already. Like I used to have shelving up here, and then I went and worked at Disney World last summer, and I got this nice Kincaid that I bought, and then my friend Emily painted this for me. Thanks, Emily, it's amazing. I gotta like, oh, it's so nice. So yeah, I got these two and I put them up, but then the shelving left these nasty marks, and I just haven't done anything about it yet. So this video is about my experience applying for the CEP-ICP program, the 3-month one you do over the summer, over your summer break. If you want to do the cultural representative program, that's the year-long one where you work at Epcot or in guest relations. I don't know how that interview process works. I guess it might be pretty similar, but I have no guarantees. Like I can't guarantee if you get into your interview and it's not exactly as I've laid it out here, I'm sorry, I haven't taken that interview. I can only speak from the one I took. Do you want to hear the best news? This is the best news I can give you, okay? 24 people got interviewed on my day in Vancouver. 23 of them got jobs, okay? Breathe. Because honestly, if you've made it to the interview part, you've made it a long ways. You know, you'd have to really blow it in the interview, and I don't even know how you do that. You know, I don't even know what you could say that would suck so badly that they would not hire you. Basically, if you've made it to the interview, I think it's really more about where they're going to place you than about whether or not they're going to hire you. Don't stress. That's like the message of this entire video. Don't stress. It's fine. You're going to do awesome. Really, really you are. So the first thing they're going to do, you're going to show up at whether it be a hotel or a conference building or whatever. You sign in. When I did mine, my name wasn't on the list. And I'm like, you better check your list again. I'm on the list. I booked the interview. I have the video documentation to prove it. And then they found me and it was all good. But I had a minor moment of panic where I'm like, I'm not going to get to take the interview. So yeah, they'll sign you in and you'll go into the room, and you just gotta kind of sit awkwardly and make awkward small talk with the people around you, and they're all as nervous as you are, and it's just super awkward. But you know it's coming, because I just told you. So you can be prepared for that. You don't have to be worried. You don't have to be stressed. You're gonna do fine. Don't worry about it. So you'll sit, you'll talk for a couple minutes awkwardly, and then when everyone's there, the presenters will come in and they'll start talking about Disney as a company. They'll watch a couple videos about, you know, the whole Disney conglomerate, and then they'll talk about the program you're applying for specifically. So after that takes maybe about 30, 40 minutes max. I might not even been 30 minutes. After that, they'll send everyone out and they'll start bringing people back in for interviews. I had 2 presenters, so it was 2 at a time for interviews. You know, one person sat in one corner with one, and then the other person sat in the other corner. And you kind of wait around until it's your time to interview. I chatted with a couple people. I rehearsed a couple things that I'd wanted to talk about, and then they call you in. You sit down, and you start the interview. Question 1 they're going to ask you on this interview is the most predictable question you could ever imagine. It's really like, if you don't see this question coming, if you haven't prepared a little bit for this question, you're just shooting yourself, because you can pretty much guarantee this question's going to be on there. Why do you want to work for Disney? Like, that is the question. That's the primary question of the whole interview. Did I mention they only ask you 3 questions, and really it's only like 2 questions, and the other one's like a conversation type thing? Like this is pretty much the whole interview, is this question. They want to see what your motivations are, what your passions are. This is the opportunity for you to show your personality. And so I had read online that this question was coming. I'd watched a couple videos on it. So I had prepared an answer, kind of. You want to strike that balance between being confident and sure of your words without sounding scripted, but then still being spontaneous without sounding like you're bumbling your way through it, right? Like, if your interviewer is like, "Oh boy, what do you want to work for Disney, Josh? Huh?" And you're like, well, Disney's really cool, and you're really cool, and I like Disney, and Disney's pretty great, and like, you don't want to sound like you're trying to flatter them. You don't want to sound like you're making it up as you go, but you also don't want to be, you know, if like in a different situation you're like, "Oh boy, why do you want to work for Disney, huh?" And you're like, "Well, Walt Disney is one of the premier vacation destinations in the entire world. For over 60 years, Disney parks have been making magic for the entire world. And I just want to be a part of that experience, giving high-quality customer service to guests of different cultures and backgrounds. I cannot wait to meet people from around the world and experience their background and get to know them. I want to work for Disney because I am Disney." I would not hire them in a million years. Like, it just sounds so, no. Please, don't try and give them what you think they want. At least that's not my advice. There's people online and they're like, "Oh, well, you gotta relate it to your degree and what you're doing in the future." And I never didn't get that sense at all. I don't think I talked about my university at all. It didn't have anything to do with my answer, so I didn't talk about it. The second question they're gonna ask you is about your work experience. He has your resume there, and you just kind of go through the items and talk about what you did. It's pretty self-explanatory. You just talk about your work experience. And then the third question is, again, not really a question at all. It is talking about the roles that you might be doing when you get there. So before the interview even happens, when you book your interview, you're gonna get an email where they're gonna ask you to rank the roles based on most interest, least interest, some interest, and the roles, there's little different videos that show you, you know, here's what it's like being a lifeguard, here's what it's like being in operations, and that sort of thing. So it kind of gives you a rough sense, not a very good sense, but a rough sense of what the job entails. And you rank it, you know, based on how much interest you have in that role. But yeah, you kind of rank them, and then they'll present to you, at least my interviewer, he presented to me my top 3, and he said, you know, "Why did you pick these roles? Like, you know, why do these appeal to you?" And again, I kind of thought, well, I like talking to people, and so I don't want to be hidden away in some back corner. I want to interact with people on a daily basis. And as you talk through the roles, and you can ask questions about the roles, you can ask, you know, if you're concerned about an aspect of a role or what you do in this situation in a specific role, they can kind of answer those questions a little bit for you. And they're trying to see how your personality matches with the different roles. And, you know, I'm talkative and loud, and so operations, which is where I ended up, was perfect for me. And that's it, you're done, you go home. I'm not kidding, that's all the interview is. And it's a little weird, right? Like, Disney World. the most powerful entertainment organization in the world. This castle is the most visited theme park castle, actually the most visited theme park in the world. Like, you know, like they're number one. They got high standards. You'd expect them to have this super tough interview, and you're just like going in there and you got to answer 15 or 20 questions, and you can just hear them saying, well, you know, Josh, Disney's got some high standards, but I don't think you're gonna meet them. Yeah, like, oh my goodness, that's not what it is at all. Oh my goodness, it was almost a letdown. I had hyped myself up for that. I was like, let's do this, let's go. And it was like 3 questions. The point here is don't be stressed. Don't worry about it. I mean, yes, there's an element of nervousness and stress. If you're not nervous, I doubt you really care. So be nervous and be, you know, anxious about it, but don't freak out about it. Don't, you know, have any panic attacks or anything like that, because the interview isn't that hard. It's not. But if you are freaking out and you have some questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below. I'm more than happy to help you out. I'm more than happy to lend you some advice, or if you've got a question on the application process, or how to rank them, or what roles are good, what if you want some insights on some of the different roles. Again, let me know in the comments. Let me know how your interview goes if you got an interview. I'm excited to hear people's stories. I want to share my story and help people do as best they can so that they can go to this castle and make some magic and make some people's day and have an amazing experience. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you in the next one. Good luck in your interviews, everybody. Let me know how it goes. Oh, oh, oh boy! Oh man, it sounds like he has like a raspy throat. Oh boy! Why do you want to work for Disney, Josh? Oh, why can't I do this? Sound like Mickey just sounds like he has a cold or something. Good grief. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm not doing you justice here. Good grief.